Welcome to Harmony Health Channel, where we help you unlock your healthiest, happiest self, one simple habit at a time. Today, we're diving deep into a truly life-changing secret, a simple morning habit that researchers say could lower your stroke risk by as much as 50%. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine waking up every morning and spending just a few extra minutes on a new routine that could transform your health for years to come. Sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? But sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. For years, medical science has focused on medications, complex treatments, and expensive therapies. However, the real breakthroughs often come from daily routines that anyone can do, anywhere, and without spending a single cent. So what is this secret morning habit? Why does it work so powerfully against one of the world's biggest health threats? And how can you start practicing it today? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have all the answers and the motivation to change your mornings forever. First, let's set the stage and talk about the global impact of stroke, why it's so dangerous, and why prevention is far better than cure. Then, I'll reveal the science behind this simple habit, walk you through real-life success stories, and finally, show you exactly how to build it into your morning, no matter how busy your schedule. So, pour yourself a glass of water, get comfortable, and let's begin this journey to a longer, stronger, healthier life. 1. Understanding stroke, the silent killer. Every year, nearly 15 million people worldwide suffer a stroke. For some, it means a sudden loss of speech, movement, or even memory. For others, it brings life-altering disabilities that take years of rehabilitation. Stroke is the second leading cause of death globally and a major reason behind long-term disability. Unlike a heart attack, which often comes with warning chest pain, a stroke can strike silently. One moment, a person is going about their day, and the next, their life is changed forever. But what exactly is a stroke? At its core, a stroke happens when the blood supply to part of the brain is suddenly interrupted, either by a clot blocking a blood vessel or by a vessel bursting and bleeding into the brain. When that blood flow stops, brain cells begin to die within minutes. The longer it takes to restore circulation, the more severe the damage. Medical experts have spent decades looking for ways to prevent strokes. Medications for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes have helped, but strokes continue to strike even those who appear healthy. What researchers have discovered is that lifestyle, especially daily habits, plays a bigger role than we ever realized. In other words, what you do every morning can either protect your brain or put it at risk. 2. The surprising power of morning habits. Morning is a special time for the human body. As you wake up, your heart rate and blood pressure rise naturally to get you ready for the day. For most people, this transition is harmless. But for those at risk, these early hours are when strokes are most likely to occur. In fact, studies have shown that more than half of all strokes happen between 6 in the morning and noon. This is why your morning habits are so important. What you do when you wake up can set the tone for your entire day and, more importantly, determine how vulnerable you are to stroke. Over the past decade, scientists have started to focus on what they call first-hour activities, the choices we make in those first 60 minutes after waking up. Some habits, like skipping breakfast or reaching straight for your phone, can increase stress and trigger unhealthy changes in your body. But others can do the opposite. Lower your stress, improve circulation, and actually shield your brain from harm. So what is this secret morning habit that stands out from the rest? What has the power to cut your risk of stroke by half? Let's move to the next section to find out. 3. The science-backed secret morning movement. The answer is surprisingly simple but backed by serious science. The habit is morning movement, not necessarily hardcore exercise or high-intensity interval training, but gentle, consistent movement as soon as you wake up. This could be a brisk walk around your neighborhood, a few rounds of gentle yoga, a slow jog, or even just dancing to your favorite music for 10 to 20 minutes. What matters is that you get your body moving soon after you rise. Researchers at Harvard and several leading universities have tracked thousands of people over many years. Their findings are remarkable. People who made a habit of moving their bodies every morning, even with low-intensity exercise, reduced their risk of stroke by up to 50% compared to those who stayed sedentary or waited until later in the day to be active. Why does this work so well? Morning movement wakes up your cardiovascular system. It encourages your heart to pump blood efficiently, clears sluggishness from your blood vessels, and helps regulate blood pressure at the very moment it's most likely to spike. It also kickstarts your metabolism and helps your brain release chemicals that protect against clot formation and inflammation, two of the main drivers behind strokes. Even more interesting, researchers have found that it isn't just the intensity, but the consistency that matters. Just 10 to 20 minutes of movement every single morning can deliver powerful protection. Over time, these small efforts add up, improving the health of your blood vessels and making your brain more resilient against injury. 4. Real-life transformations. Stories from around the world. Let me share with you a few stories that bring this science to life. In Tokyo, a group of office workers in their 50s began a morning walking club. Instead of jumping straight into work, they met at a nearby park for a gentle 20-minute stroll. None of them were athletes. In fact, several had high blood pressure or a family history of stroke. After just 6 months, their doctors noticed significant improvements. Their average blood pressure dropped, their cholesterol numbers improved, and they reported feeling less stressed and more alert throughout the day. In Canada, a retired teacher named Ellen decided to try morning yoga after a minor health scare. She started with just 10 minutes of stretching and slow breathing exercises by her window. Within a few weeks, she noticed she slept better, her energy was higher, and her doctor told her that her risk factors for stroke had improved. Ellen is now in her 70s and swears by her daily morning routine. And then there's the story of Marcus, a delivery driver in Brazil who loved coffee but never made time for exercise. After losing a friend to a sudden stroke, Marcus decided to change. He set his alarm 20 minutes earlier, put on some music, and danced around his living room before work. Over a year, he lost weight, his blood pressure stabilized, and his risk profile changed dramatically, all because of a simple change to his morning. These stories aren't rare. They're the result of what happens when ordinary people commit to one small, sustainable habit. Science and real life both show that you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment to make a difference. All you need is a willingness to move your body, first thing every morning. 5. The biology of morning movement. What happens inside your body? Let's dig a little deeper into the biology behind this powerful habit. When you first wake up, your body goes through a transition. Your levels of cortisol, a stress hormone, naturally rise to help you get alert. Your heart pumps faster, and your blood vessels narrow slightly. For some people, especially those with existing risk factors, this can lead to dangerous spikes in blood pressure and trigger the cascade that leads to a stroke. But when you start your day with movement, you interrupt this process in a good way. Gentle exercise signals your blood vessels to relax and widen, making it easier for your heart to do its job. It also triggers the release of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps keep your arteries flexible and clear of plaque. Over time, these changes mean that your brain is better protected against the sudden blockages or bursts that cause strokes. Another key factor is blood sugar regulation. Morning exercise helps your body process glucose more efficiently, keeping your energy levels stable and reducing the risk of diabetes, another major contributor to strokes. Add to this the anti-inflammatory effects of movement, and you get a recipe for long-term brain health. On the mental side, morning movement increases levels of endorphins and serotonin. These feel-good chemicals not only improve your mood but also lower stress, making you less likely to develop the chronic conditions that set the stage for a stroke. It's a natural cycle. Move your body, improve your mind, protect your brain. 6. Breaking the myths. It's not about intensity or perfection. One of the biggest misconceptions about healthy habits is that you need to work out intensely to see results. The truth is, when it comes to stroke prevention, consistency beats intensity every time. You don't need to run a marathon or do an hour of sweaty exercise. In fact, pushing yourself too hard, especially in the morning, can sometimes do more harm than good, particularly if you have underlying health issues. The real secret is making movement a non-negotiable part of your morning. This could mean a peaceful walk with your dog, 10 minutes of stretching on your bedroom floor, or even slow, mindful movements while listening to music or a podcast. The key is to choose something you enjoy so you'll actually stick with it. Over time, This morning ritual becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. Some people worry that age or physical limitations will stop them from benefiting. But the evidence says otherwise. Studies show that even gentle, seated exercises like chair yoga or simple arm and leg movements offer similar protective benefits. The magic comes from getting your blood flowing, waking up your muscles, and starting your day with intention. 7. How to start. Building your own morning movement routine. If you're new to morning movement, the hardest part is getting started. But the good news is you don't need to overhaul your life overnight. The best approach is to start small and build up gradually. Begin with just 5 minutes of gentle movement as soon as you wake up. This could be walking in place, stretching, or doing a few slow squats beside your bed. Set your clothes out the night before to make it easy. If you need a little extra motivation, invite a family member or friend to join you. Accountability helps turn new habits into lifelong routines. As the days go by, you'll find yourself looking forward to this time. You can gradually increase the duration to 10 or even 20 minutes, depending on your schedule. If you're someone who struggles with early mornings, try putting on some uplifting music or stepping outside for fresh air and sunlight. These small tweaks make the routine more enjoyable and help you stick with it. The important thing is not to aim for perfection. Missing a day here or there doesn't erase the benefits. What matters is that you keep coming back to it, day after day. 8. Frequently asked questions. Morning movement and stroke risk. You might be wondering if morning movement really works for everyone, or if it's safe for people with chronic conditions. The answer, in most cases, is yes, but always check with your doctor before starting a new exercise routine, especially if you have a history of heart problems, severe arthritis, or are recovering from surgery. Some people ask whether any type of movement works, or if there's a best form of exercise. The studies show that a wide variety of activities offer similar benefits. Walking, gentle yoga, tai chi, cycling, swimming, and even dancing have all been linked to better cardiovascular health and lower stroke risk. Choose what feels good for your body. Others wonder if timing really matters. The answer is yes. While exercise at any time of day is better than none, morning movement takes advantage of your body's natural rhythms and helps stabilize your blood pressure at the time it matters most. Plus, you're more likely to stay consistent if you move before distractions set in. 9. Beyond stroke. Other health benefits of morning movement. Reducing your stroke risk is reason enough to build this habit, but the benefits go far beyond your brain. People who practice regular morning movement often notice better sleep, improved energy levels, and reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression. Their digestion improves, their immune system gets stronger, and they often lose weight without even trying. There's even evidence that morning movement can improve your creativity and productivity throughout the day. Many high performers from CEOs to artists swear by a morning movement routine to kickstart their mind and body. It's a ripple effect. Take care of your body first thing, and every area of your life gets better. 10. The habit that lasts a lifetime. What makes morning movement so powerful isn't just the science, but the fact that it's sustainable. Unlike strict diets or complicated fitness plans, this is something you can do for the rest of your life. It doesn't require special equipment, expensive gym memberships, or hours of free time. All you need is a few minutes, a little motivation, and the willingness to put yourself first at the start of every day. The first week might feel challenging. You might wake up tired, grumpy, or tempted to skip. But if you give it a chance, your body will adapt. In a few weeks, you'll start to notice subtle changes: more energy, better focus, even a brighter mood. Over the months and years, these small shifts add up to a dramatically lower risk of stroke, along with a happier, healthier life. As we wrap up, I hope you're feeling inspired to try this secret morning habit for yourself. Remember, you don't need to be an athlete or even a morning person to reap the benefits. Just a commitment to move your body gently, joyfully, and consistently each morning is enough to protect your brain and transform your health. Stroke doesn't have to be an inevitable part of aging. With one simple habit, you can lower your risk by 50%, enjoy more energy and focus, and create a foundation for lifelong wellness. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, take a few minutes to move. Your future self will thank you. Thank you for watching Harmony Health Channel. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, and let us know in the comments how you plan to start your own morning movement routine. Here's to your health, your happiness, and many more mornings to come.